And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome to the Market Recap. I'm Dan Hodgman. It is Wednesday, January 19th. I hope you guys all have had a spectacular week so far. I haven't seen you yet. How are things going for you? That's a good question. Things are going well on my end. Rick, good to see you. David, Bill, good to see you. Guys, we got some opportunity in these markets. I mean, crude oil sets up nicely today. We show acceptance up above 85, and 85 becomes a nice little bit of area of support as that market rotates between 85 and 86.50. So some good opportunity there. Equities kind of continue this little bit of sell-off or struggle to rally for the first of the year. We've got a lot weighing on the equities right now, right? We got inflation, major concerns there. You got a lot of stuff going through Congress, through the government that is weighing concerns here. You've got jobs numbers, people kind of that continuation of the great flight, leaving your job, looking for something else. You've got a lot of that going on. So there's a lot of concern out there. And then, continue thoughts to Fed. We can't forget about what's going on in the Fed, potential rate hikes coming this year. There's a lot of potential for a lot of things happening throughout this year. So equities are struggling continuously here this week. Continued the sell-off. We saw them open up a little bit higher this morning. Those markets opened up, returned to settlement price, and raced all the way down to overnight lows. You guys know me. I love my overnight lows. And the fear, right? When you start to see some concern in the equities, where should you expect to see money run to? You expect to see it to run to something like gold. Gold, huge rally since we opened up here today. We opened up right around 1815, a little bit above that, maybe 1816, 1817. That market really took off here today, up almost $30 from the open, about $25 from the open. Euro grinds higher a little bit, and with the gold move, you're also seeing treasuries start to see a little uptick here today. So you got some opportunity across the board. Hopefully, you guys are able to jump in on some of these moves, and if not, that's all right. We still got a few more days ahead of us, right? Just halfway through the week at this point. Markets kind of continue to grind. Now we got some stuff going on in the news, right? You've got, I think the biggest stuff that we want to think about is this 5G network, right? There's been some major concerns with that as it relates to airlines, right? We're opening up this 5G. Airlines do have concerns that it may interfere with that. So if you're traveling, something to think about. So we got a lot going on around the world. So you gotta constantly, as traders, be thinking about what are these things doing, where's my opportunity, and where do I put my concerns, right? You gotta maintain some of those current concerns as you are a trader. You gotta be thinking about that. Hey, if something happens here, how's it gonna affect me? But beyond that, that's some of our major things going on in these markets. So let's go ahead and take a look at these markets and see what we got going on. Nicholas, good to see you. Jay and Norman, good to see you guys as well. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure you're joining John in his daily foundation class. Phenomenal opportunity there. Really excited about them. Seeing a lot of people hop in and get a lot of knowledge from them. John's been at this pretty long time, so he knows what he's talking about. So we've got that. And then next Wednesday, a week from today, we do have instead of the recap next Wednesday, you're going to see us sitting down with some traders for a Top Step trading hour. So make sure you guys sign up for that one. Come and join us there. All right, let's go take a look at these charts here and see what we got going on today. As always, we're going to start with our crude oil market. So crude oil, here we go. We opened up this morning. We saw continual bounces coming down towards this 85 mark. But really what I'm paying attention to, where was this market reactive all night? Well, you can see it started yesterday, right before the close and into the close. You saw us start to catch a little bit right here at this 85.30 mark. Then you saw it again last night and again right before the open. To me, anytime this market approaches this 85.30, I'm looking for an opportunity. So we opened up, market makes the extend higher. right? So we see this market start to grind higher. Where are we looking for? Well, we're going to look for this market. If I can take the long off the open here, I'm going to look to see this market come near my swing highs. Now for me, I'm going to look towards that shorter swing high. I'm going to be looking here. I'm not going to look all the way to overnight high just yet. I want to watch this market get here first. We saw it reject once, and we're seeing, and I want to point this out so you can kind of start to see a little bit of this visual, right? All day long, you saw the market struggle to trade up above this, and all of a sudden we finally broke through here at 9:30 this morning. This market popped really nicely, but for me, this is where I'm actually going to be looking to go from long down below, and now is where I'm going to get out. Now I want to watch how the market reacts here. That to me is what I'm going to pay attention to. Once we start to see this market struggling to make new highs and the sellers start coming in and overpowering this market, that's where I'm looking for shorts. Now I'm going to look for this short. I got a couple areas I'm going to look for. For me, my big one, it's just going to be this 85.30 down below. That to me, 85.30, any chance I got the market down at 85.30 today is where I'm looking to make some sort of execution, whether I'm getting out of my short from up above, closing the gap down here, or I'm looking for my longs down here, and I'm looking to see this market kind of move up to this high side of this short time frame trend. Next, let's go ahead and look at the S&P 500. Settlement price in the S&P 500 was 45.71 quarter, 45.71 quarter. So we get settlement price up here. Market opens up away. Now, what are we looking at here? Where are we looking for an opportunity off the open? Well, for me, I love where we're opening up. We opened up, we checkpointed control. We started to press higher. Now as I'm starting to approach high side of regular trading hours yesterday, right? That to me is where I want to see. If I'm going to go long, I'm looking for my opportunity up here. I'm looking to see this market recover and bring ourselves right to this unchecked point of control, unchecked regular trading hour point of control, right? That's where I'm going to be looking here. I want to see this market kind of rotate higher. If I don't, I got to look for this market to continue to stay inside. So we get rejection. We fail to make it to regular trading hour swing high here from yesterday. Once I recognize that, I'm looking to close my gap and get this market to move right down to settlement price right down here at 45.71. That's what I'm going to look for. Market continues to struggle all day long, but for me, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at shorts down here, bring it down to settlement price, and then I want to see how settlement price reacts. Then we started to get a little choppy, right? Trading a little up, a little down. The next area I'm going to look at for a trade here, next area is after we get the bounce off settlement price, we start to press higher, we get to right to value high from yesterday and point of control from yesterday. That's another area we can look for an opportunity. Here's what I'm thinking though, right? What's going through our head as this market starts to approach these levels? If I didn't have an open where we extended higher, I think this is a great opportunity for a short. But I need to see this market really reject trading outside of value from yesterday. If I get the rejection outside of value, then I get the chance to short. But I'm not hopping in as soon as this market comes up here. That's where I got to be cautious. I think that's where a lot of us as traders, we can get caught in this because there's a lot of times we're saying, okay, hey, we love value areas. They're a great opportunity. But if the value has been traded outside of, I need to be a little bit more patient. I need to see this market start to rotate back inside. We do have some indication, right? As market gets directional, we start to see our volume start to decline, right? So we get a little bit of a divergence in volume here. So we do have signs that this move wants to be over. So you've got confirmation. That may be a chance to look for the short, but again, I'm still going to hold tight. I got to be really cautious here. Then the last chance we got here towards the end of the day, we traded outside value. This market pulled right up to value here. This is what I'm looking at. We pull right up to value. Value rejects, and then boom, there's a great another chance for a short. All right, next, let's go ahead and look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq trades pretty similarly here today. Settlement price in the Nasdaq, 15,206. 15,206. So same exact setup here. Market opens up. We make an initial press higher. We see the rejection pretty quickly. This market rotates right down to settlement price. We move through settlement price pretty quickly, actually pretty strong. We move almost 100 points through settles. The market recovers nicely. And then we get the exact same setup we had in the S&Ps here in the Nasdaq. This market pulls right up to point of control. And what do we have here? This would have been pretty darn close to point of control as well. Right here yesterday at 15,320, we see this market come all the way up here. This is where the market starts to come to. Now, we are seeing this market make continued lower highs, right? We are continuing to make lower highs. Again, I need to see confirmation. We're getting that volume divergence here. I need to see that confirmation. I need to see this market struggle to continue to extend higher, because again, I got to keep my eye on where we are over our regular session highs are right here. I need to be conscious of that if this market decides to push up. It doesn't. Once we start to see it rolling over, we've got the same chance here. We get below value area. We struggle to accept back inside value this afternoon. And again, there's our rejection. This to me was the best trade of the day. We take the short as soon as we approach value, which is also running into our moving averages and that whole moving average that we love to pay attention to, right? We like our moving averages. We pull right to them, which confirms value low from yesterday. Great. Now is my chance to really take that short. All right, next, let's go ahead and look at the gold. Not much to say here. You got concern in equities. Gold took off, right? If you aren't in it right away, this is a difficult trade to get in. The initial chance, I guess you could say here, is right before equity open. As soon as equities open, we saw the sell-off start to take off, and that is when gold ripped higher. I mean, that really is our signal here. We have fear. We have concern. Equities are seeing continued down days. We got to thinking about where are my long opportunities going to be when trading gold. All right, this is a really tough trade. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is a trade. If you're in it, great, but you really got to be comfortable with order flow to be able to take advantage of these big moves. So if you haven't spent a ton of time watching order flow, getting an understanding of how the ebb and flow of that market is, it's going to be a difficult trade for you. So it's as simple as that. We see this market hold up and we're done. All right, next, let's go ahead and look at the euro. So euro, been on a steady decline market. Choppy grind, right? All we have to do, we're looking at this one, we see it all night long. We see the market grinding higher. We pull back off the open right down to point of control. Point of control is an area of support. That's our chance. And every time we see these pullbacks, we're buying the pullbacks, we're selling the new highs. We're buying pullbacks, we sell new highs. It's all we're looking at. That was opportunity in the euro today. Really tight range across the board since we opened up, but that really is our chance. And then lastly, let's go ahead and take a look at our 10-year note, and we'll get on out of here. 10-year note opens up this morning and is in sync with gold, right? They are correlated markets. When you see equities sell off, they're inversely correlated, things like gold and treasuries. Now, we haven't really seen a ton of that over the last couple years, but historically, they are inversely correlated. If you see SPOs breaking, look for treasuries to rally. That's a simple correlation to start to look at. This market opens up, you've got SPOs breaking, you got treasuries rallying. All right, you got SPOs break, treasuries rally. What I loved about today is this thing rotated off after we accepted inside value, we rotated value high, and we rejected value high from yesterday. So we're seeing fair value in this market over the last couple of days, identical value areas. So we do have some opportunity chances. We're here. Hopefully you guys were able to find something there. See some comments coming in. Let's see, Phil, good to see you. Jay, I'm in the 14-day trial at the moment on TST. I've been exploring VP, but I have no idea how to add S&P. So, Jay, I think you are in, if you're in the 14-day trial, you're using TS Trader. What I would say is in the top left corner, you have a plus sign. It'll say add modules. Go ahead and select chart, and when you select the chart, it's going to give you a pop-up. Type in ESH2. That's going to pull up your S&Ps there for you. All right, so hopefully that helps. I think we do have some help center or help videos on our YouTube page here. There is a channel for that. Big Toasty, yes, big sells there. Charles, good to see you. Is there a correlation between crude and Canadian economic data? Not enough. That's going to be something worth considering personally. You got to keep in mind the Canadian dollar crude oil is not based in Canadian dollar. It is based in the US dollar. Obviously, oil is a factor for the Canadian government. So there's going to be little bits there, but not enough to send these markets as a fundamental factor there for you. Yeah, Rick took out the 200-day. Gold, big, strong move there, Lucas. Silvergate Capital is my stock pick. All right, Charles, let's pull that one up. Tomorrow I'll have it up and we can glance at it. I'm making a note now. Silvergate Capital. All right. All right, we got that written down. We'll take a look at it. Oh, sorry, I meant settlement price. Jay, yeah, absolutely. An Eagle Flying, I see your question there. Settlement price, you can get that in your quote board. So you have a quote board, you can just pull it all up in there. The quote boards are pretty good. If not, you just have to add a column and it'll be settlement price. You can also get it at the cmegroup.com website. They're all there. Quote boards to me are the easiest way of getting that. Also, if you tune into John every morning at 7:45 a.m. Central Time, he does mention every one of these products settlement prices, so you can get it there too. What is your setting on whole moving average in ES? 20 period. It is a 20. It is a 20 there in the whole moving average is what I look at. Aaron, when recognizing a rejection or acceptance, what key factors are you considering? That's a great question. And I'm not going to, I can be vague in the sense of it depends, right? Everything has a variable. For me, it's as simple as it depends on what I'm looking at, right? If I'm looking for long-term acceptance, I really have to see, I start with my 4-hour chart. So that's a big, important chart for me. So I look at that 4-hour chart if I see acceptance over level, but those are going to be longer time frame things. For me, when it comes to day trading, I use a 30-minute chart. To me, it is the best chart for my stuff. If I start to see that market carrying over outside of or holding or accepting or carrying over above or below my specific level, that's where I'm going to start to look for acceptance. And then I need confirmation of volume. If volume isn't coming in as we trade, let's say we're looking at a support level and we're starting to accept below it, we see it start to carry over, but I'm not seeing volume come in. I need a confirmation of both. I need to see that market stay below, and I need a volume to confirm that, hey, good volume is continuing to come in. If I have weak volume, I'm going to be a little bit more timid to say this level has accepted. Absolutely, guys. And Jay, I noted John mentioning it this morning also. Thanks for absolutely, Jay. I'll tell you what, settlement price was the first thing ever taught to me when it came to trading. Settlement price, I came from the options world, right? My first input into the world of trading was trade checking and running P&Ls at the end of the day. I didn't know what the hell settlement was, but everyone kept saying, you look on the board right there, it tells you settlement price there. It usually posts at about 215 to 230 for the treasuries did when I was on the floor. I didn't know what it was. To me, settlement is actually one of the most important values. And the reason being, now when I first asked, I was told, hey, it's a magnet, don't question it, just accept it. The more I've been around this, I like to explain why I believe settlement price is such an important price. Any trader that carries a position from yesterday into today, right, or a prior day trading into the next day, their P&L and their position is based off of that prior day's settlement price. So let's say someone's position is net long. It's a net long. We're not even going to say what it is, but it's net long. All right. If the market, it's net long based off of where settlement price is. So their P&L is saying, hey, we're net long based off the settlement price. So anything above here, we're in the money. Anything below, we got to adjust inventory to get ourselves back into the money. We got to rotate to short. So a lot of people are looking at that. So it's always going to be this push and pull of traders that are net short versus traders that are net long around that settlement price. And the stronger traders are going to make that market move. So if you've got enough people jumping from short to long, large position wise, you're going to start to see that market move away from settlement price. But if a market opens up above or away from settlement price, my initial move is seeing if this market has a chance to rotate back towards settlement price. So, all right, guys, that's what I got for us here today. Really quick, let's just touch on the economic calendar before we get on out of here. And we'll take a quick glance at some of these stocks to see what's going on. And we've got some movement across the board in all of them. But tomorrow, jobless claims, 7:30 a.m. Central Time. And with that will be Philly Fed and existing home sales. Holiday was Monday, so that also means crude oil number gets moved to Thursday. That'll be not at 9:30 like we're used to, but holiday weeks, it moves to Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Those of you that are natural gas traders, that doesn't change. Natural gas will take place at 9:30 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. All right, we got Yields, just so everyone knows, part of what we saw with the Treasury market moving higher, that 10-year note. Another correlation there. If yields are down, look for notes to move higher. All right, that's how I was feeling. I heard you both mentioned you wanted to know why it was so important or how you see it. Thank you very mumuch. Absolutely, Jay. Absolutely, and Bill, you're more than welcome. All right, let's take a quick glance at some of these stocks, and we'll get on out of here. All right, Airbnb, we'll keep looking at them. It's fun, right? It's enjoyable to pay attention to these. I don't know about you guys. I am in some of these stocks that we do talk about, so I watch them. I talk about them for my own sake too. We got Airbnb, $154.58. GameStop, really the sell-off's on. I think the meme stocks are kind of over. GameStop's all the way down at $106. AMC's at $18. Tesla though, bigger down day here for Tesla. It is trading below $1,000, $995 a share there. Robinhood, this is one I'm glad I don't have. Robinhood is $13.89. And Rivian is now below its IPO price at $69.40. So those are just a few things that we got going on. Again, if you haven't signed up for John's Foundation class, make sure you do. You can find that on our website and in topstep.com/Facebook, the head of our Facebook community there. The pinned one at the top is the link for that class. So make sure you sign up for that if you haven't already. That's going. It's great. It's awesome. A lot of education there. And then lastly, John will be back tomorrow morning, 7:45 a.m. Central Time. So until then, stay safe, wash your hands, trade smart, and trade well. Look forward to seeing you guys in the markets. Take care, everybody.